Hey guys, this is Rakesh here and I'm from University, a free open online university for students and for professionals. Guys, I hope you have watched my previous video in which I had explained a little bit about what streaming is and why it is needed and other stuff. So what I'll do is I'll write a small program and I'll demonstrate you what streaming is. Then what we'll do is we'll talk about what these streams are, the basic thing which I was telling you. So for that, you need to have an setup ready with you. I hope you already have. I'll say new Spark object. I'll say network Spark stream. Right. I hope that will be a good name. Yes, we have network stream set up with you. What I'll do is I'll quickly import the things which I would want and sorry guys. And import org sorry org dot apache dot spark dot streaming. Right, I think that's it for us, right? And then I'll write a main program for it. Def main colon, and that's it. String args. So that's it. And then what I'll do is I'll write the first and foremost thing. I need a conf, right? Remember? Well, conf is equal to new guys, sparkconf dot set. Mm, Give me a moment. So it would be like this, and then set master. I would have a master as local of 2. L should be in small, right? And dot set application name as my first streaming app. And I can set many other things as well, right? And then I can set a val spark streaming context is equals to new spark streaming okay, we'll see from here only streaming context. Yeah, streaming context in which we give conf, right? E should be smaller. And I think it actually asks for many other things. Okay, let me see what is the context here. So there are many other like streaming context. So one is conf and another is batch duration. So batch duration is what I wanted to tell you, that what is the batch size we want to discuss over here. So we can give the batch duration as nothing but as seconds. So we can say seconds one. Will that work? Yeah, I think yes, it has worked. So what it has done is it has created a Spark streaming context with a batch size of one. So what does batch size 1 means? So batch size 1 is nothing, but it means suppose I'm sending a data, suppose I'm sending a data of, and I have created a batch size of 1. So my Spark engine will receive data and it will say time 1, which will be 0 to 1 second, and time 2 will be 1 to 2 second, time 3 will be 2 to 3 seconds, like this. you know so I'll keep on receiving the data on my engine part, right? So that is it. And so I hope I have created a Spark streaming context, and from Spark streaming context you can create the you can have a what type of receivers you want to receive, or what type of suppose in this example I'll have a socket streaming. So if I want to have a socket stream, so what would be the host name and what would be the port number. So I'll say 9999, and I don't want converters and I don't want storage level. I can say that instead of this I can say storage level dot I want to have a okay. So what is that I'm getting? I hope this should work. Mhm. Sure, it should be a text stream, right? And val lines is equals this. So what it has done is it has created what it will do is I had created a stream over here, which is a socket stream, in which I'm receiving it from some particular other system, which will send it on to the socket. Port number is this, and the storage level I would want as a memory and disk. So suppose I'm getting some data, uh, and within 1 second, instead of one, what I'll do is I'll say 10 seconds. You know, so in these 10 seconds, what happened is I got a lot of data, and I'll not be able to store it in my memory. So the other data will be stored into the disk. So that is why, and I had serialized it. As I had used local S2, there's a particular reason behind that. Why I have used local S2 is because one of the worker node will actually work, and because I'm running it on a local mode, but one of the local mode will act as a receiver, and it will replicate the data onto the other worker. So it is very detailed. I hope you will also read about it, but I'm just giving you that always use at least local of 2 whenever you are running it on a local mode. Then what I'll do is lines dot flat map. I'll say x dot split, and I would want it to split like this. Dot map, I want x dot 1. I had created a tuple, and then reduce by key function would be plus. I hope that's it. right? Dot, can I print it? Okay, yeah. So my first and so okay, I think that's it. And guys, I hope you have a virtual box on your machine like this. So this is a Cloudera virtual box only because I wanted to show you the two systems, through which we can communicate with each other. So this is Oracle VM virtual box. What I'll do is over in this virtual box, I'll say netcat minus lk 9999. It will open a socket stream over here. Before that, what I had done is I have used ifconfig -a, which will give me the internet address for this. So I'll copy this, right? So it has opened a socket. And what I'll do is I'll paste it here. This one. So the internet 192.168. 192.168.56.101. I hope it was that only. Yep, right. So I think that's it. And what I'll do is ssc dot, I want to start it right, and then ssc dot stop action. No, action awaited termination. Await termination. Actually, it would. So what it will do is this particular Spark streaming context dot start. It will start the engine and the Spark streaming context, the streaming as well. So where I was, let me show you. So what this will do is it will start this streaming and the streaming engine automatically starts, and it will wait for termination. Termination would be like if I would terminate, so I just wanted to show you. So the batch size I had taken it as 10 seconds. So what it will do is whenever I start this, let me start this. I'm running 1.6.0, and there will be certain libraries also which you need to put in your pom.xml. And let me show you. So these are very simple, so as we are working on some basic streaming context, so the only sparks would be needed is yeah, this one, right? So you just need to copy paste this in your pom.xml. So if you want to use other receivers as well, I'll explain it in much detail, but rather than explaining these in this time, it would not be a good idea. Like Kafka you can use. So these are actually basics ones only. So we're working. So it is actually running it. Run it in a moment. I'll be back in a moment, right? So yeah, it has started. So now you can see something is working. It has started listening to this, connected to this, but I haven't sent any data right now. Yeah, you can see that. So it has told me that okay, this particular millisecond has been converted into time. So they haven't received anything yet, right? So this is it. I think it will remove the old batch, and so as soon as I'll send, what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll say hi, I am Rakesh here. Okay. So what do we expect here? Look, I got it right. I'm getting the data over here. So isn't it very simple, Okay, what I'll do is I'll say hi, sorry, hi, 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 and just see what we will see here. Okay, so the batch size hasn't, so I told 10 seconds, so it will wait for 10 seconds and then again it will run and we'll see what type of data it has received. So there were about 8 highs, so it has received, right? So it is working. So you can see how easily I am able to get the streaming data, and I'm able to perform the exact same operations like what I was used to, do it on simple RDDs. Like it's like I had used it, Spark context dot text file. You had seen it. So how easily we are able to get the data, and we can stop it on from here. But I hope, let me show you another. So I'll say IT varsity is test varsity. I hope we would have received something or not. Okay, we haven't received it yet. And in the next batch of cycle, when so, right? So we had received the data accordingly. But guys, okay, what I'll do is I'll say hi IT varsity. So let's see what is out. Right, we haven't received it. So we have received it now, right? But the count is coming as 1. But guys, you remember, over here what I was doing is I had given 8 times high here, 1 time here, and 1 time here. So there should be at least total as 10. It should actually maintain the state. So, and ITversity has been published about 3 times. So why it has not? Because we are not using any stateful transformations or stateful, what I will say. We so this is not a particular. We are not maintaining any state over here. In better words, I would say there are two types of transformations which we can do. We can maintain the state in stateful transformations, and if we don't want to maintain the state, it will be stateless. So right now, whatever data I'm getting, I'm publishing it. But mainly we focus on stateful transformations as well. So in the next example or in the next videos, I'll explain you about the stateful transformations as well. But in this particular example, you can see how easier we had maintained, how easier we were able to create a Spark context. And then, guys, another than that is, the Spark streaming context dot Spark context. So you can get the Spark context as well. So this is the best. So what I wanted to tell you was that Spark streaming context is nothing but a wrapper over the top of Spark context. And yeah, this was a practical which we had just done. It is the same over here which has been given here, right? So basic concept is I had told you that if you want to deploy a particular dependencies, so most of the sources, so what is this, what all is this, over here it was a socket one, so these are all sources. So basic sources like socket and other stuff are covered into the streaming artifact itself. We can give the version as well. But if you want to integrate it through Kafka, Flume, Kinesis, Twitter, ZeroMQ, MQTT, so you need to you need to include these additional sources in your POM, so you can get these very easily. I had used it, and in a particular example, I'll again explain you how to use it. So guys, streaming context or initialization of streaming is very simple. You just need to give the context or conf like we had given it here. I stopped it, right? Yeah. You just need to create a conf which actually will act as a configurations in which you set the master application name, and dot set, and you can set anything, execute environment, missing file, giles, jars, and many other things as well. So like in our previous examples, like in the segregate example, we had set so you can use it in this way as well. You can Spark streaming. So there are other various ways you can. So the executor memory should be 1 gigs at least, and other stuff. What I'll do is I'll copy this. This seems to be a nice what I would property which would be needed. Yeah. So this is very simple. Give me a moment, guys. So, and I told you need to use local as to whenever you set the master if you're doing it in a local mode. And there are many particular reasons behind that. And I told you the particular reason is because one of the particular worker will be used as a as a as a endpoint and as a front point to receive the data. So after the context has been defined, you need to do the following things. Define the input source for creating DStreams. Here we had used the input source as socket text stream, right? You can use any other stream over here as well, like Twitter and the stuff. Define the streaming computation by applying transformations. We know what we have done. Streaming context or start, wait for termination, and we can manually stop as well. So this is very simple, guys. We had done the transformation, we did flat map to map and other stuff. We did that, right? And points to remember are that once the context has been started, no streaming context can be set up or added. Like if we have started one, we can start the another streaming context. At least the previous one has been stopped. One streaming context can be activated in one JVM at one time. So if you are running it on one machine, so there will only be a one streaming context. Make sure you can do it a parallel as well. You can set up a parallel streaming context in which you can receive data in parallel, but do you cannot create two streaming contexts in one JVM. This is simple. A streaming context can be reused by the multiple streaming context as long as the previous is stopped and this and that. Main thing I wanted to focus is on the deserialized stream or DStreams. So discretized streams or DStreams are nothing but RDD at time one. In our case, what we have done is we had used time as 10 seconds. So time one could be anything. Suppose now it is uh, 5:36. So time one could be 5 6 40 second, and time two could be because we had used an batch size of 10, so it will be addition of 10 seconds. So it will be, suppose it is 5 o'clock exact over here, so time one could be 5 o'clock over here. If we are using a batch cycle of 10 seconds, so over here it could be 5 hours and 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And all the data which we are getting over here, we are mapping it using a flat map operation, and we are creating words out of it. So whatever we are doing it over here, so this is a line stream which we are getting as explained in that example. It could be different in other streams like Twitter. We need to see how we have defined it, but we can get the RDDs after it. As soon as we are linked to a stream, we can get the RDDs out of it. So DStream, guys, is nothing but an RDD at that time. So we have seen that how it has created an RDD at that time, and then we can apply some batch processor on that RDD and other stuff. So it has just opened a gate to the streaming application, and in few next example, what we'll say is I think I can cover this. There's no issue in that. So guys, there are two type of input D streams and receivers. One is the basic one, like streaming context, file socket, and there are advanced, which are Kafka, Flume, and other stuff which have been explained. Which I already have told you how to get these. So basics one will be covered into Spark streaming, but for the advanced one, you need to use their maven dependencies to load the applications, right? This is over here explained. Whenever you are running a streaming locally, you do not use local 2 or local 1, sorry, because the thread will be running on locally. If you will be using input DStream based on receiver like this, then the single thread will be used to run the receiver and leave no thread to process the received data. So one will be a receiver, which will actually the entry point for the received DStream, and then the another will be used as to process the data. So that is why. But in files case, you don't need it. It has been explained as well in file stream. What we can do is extending the logic of Mars. So I think that's it for this for this video. I'll explain about the file stream in the next one. Till then, keep watching our channel, keep exploring new technologies. This is just for you, guys. Thank you for your support, and kindly subscribe to our channel, give your likes, comments, and thank you, guys. Thank you very much.